the Knicks totally have bungled this situation once again.
Oh my goodness.
Now, when you make a move of that magnitude after your best season in 25 years, okay?
Yep.
And you don't have a plan, which is not the Leon Rose version of the Knicks, right? It is the James Dolan version of the Knicks. And this is rearing its ugly head once again for the New York Knicks, and we're seeing it now. Jason Kidd has got to take that job for the Knicks, in my opinion, for this situation, for them to come out clean on this. Because publicly now, if Kidd doesn't take the job, they've asked to speak to Ime Udoka. No. Rockets say no. They asked to talk to Chris Finch. T-Wolves say no, right? And Jay Wright expressed through a conversation with Leon Rose that was reported by Seth Davis, that was predicted by us here last week, that he had no interest in the job. So now you're about to have gone through whoever is after Finch, right? Let's just say we're doing this, live here, but like you're now at least onto your fifth or sixth choice, right?
Right.
After letting go a guy who, if he expresses that he wants to coach in the NBA again, Tom Thibodeau will be one of the first dudes up to get hired for any open job. And again, it comes down to a numbers game at some point too. But he is actually so good that you could see an organization maybe usher somebody out the door with hopes, or probably, right, opposite of what the Knicks are doing, some sort of agreement that, okay, we have a plan in place. You were right about this. That without a plan, a direct plan, to have someone come and at least try to fill the shoes of Thibodeau and take them to that next level. It goes back to like the Pistons with, when they let Rick Carlisle go, who Rick Carlisle has shown us he is an elite coach, a Hall of Fame coach.
Yes.
But 20-some years ago, he had not shown that yet, but he had done a terrific job with the Detroit Pistons. But the Pistons felt like they needed somebody else to get them over that threshold. That person was Larry Brown. Larry Brown did that. But that was pretty well orchestrated by Joe Dumars and by the Pistons at the time, where they had a blueprint in place, right? They knew Larry Brown would take that job. Larry Brown is a slippery dude. He was probably talking to Joe Dumars, I can guarantee it, midway through that last season from Rick Carlisle. So here we are again, though, back to the Knicks with a situation. By the way, you're in trouble. I screenshot this, and this is my favorite. I hope Murph's on the line already to hear this maybe. But
he's not in StreamYard yet.
Okay. But Bleacher Report reported this, right? And this is when the Knicks are in trouble. The Knicks reportedly have requested permission to speak to Chris Finch and Ime Udoka regarding the head coaching spot, but were denied by both teams. Per Ian Begley, okay, fine, and Mike Francesa, dude. When Francesa is back in the mix, old school WFAN guy, legendary sports talk guy, has relationships with James Dolan more so than he does with Leon Rose. I can promise you that. Mike and James Dolan have been in bed together for 30 plus years probably. So whether Mike wants to say he heard from James Dolan directly or not, that's fine. He probably did, or somebody very close to him. When Mike Francesa is breaking news around the New York Knicks, that is bad news, because the last time Mike Francesa was breaking a big story about the New York Knicks, it was him and Mad Dog Russo talking about Pat Riley sending a fax to officially resign from the Knicks, and that was in 1990 something. So the Knicks are back to Mike Francesa breaking news about them, which is like the last place you want to be. You've basically jumped in the time machine and are back in the 90s. So I apologize to you and everybody else. The Knicks have screwed this up monumentally. I was wrong.
Zach Burke and I were on this last week. And listen, that was our point last week, right? It wasn't that Tom Thibodeau is absolutely the guy that gets into a finals, but it was
who else is out there? Who are you going to get?
Exactly. And that's what I was saying a couple weeks ago. I forget what brought this up a couple weeks ago when I was hosting the show, but I said it was Tom Thibodeau. I said there are like very few elite basketball coaches in the world. Like, I think that pool is tiny. Like, I think the pool of potentially elite football coaches is actually pretty large.
Yeah.
Basketball coaches, it's different. There are so few that have hit, like, there are so few who've actually won multiple championships. So few.
Yeah.
And you're not going to find that guy.
Yeah.
You're just not.
No.
And Thibodeau left Chicago what have they done since?
Yeah.
Like
Minnesota, you could say the same thing. I mean, they're
Minnesota's had some
emerging now,
success,
but that's Anthony Edwards more than anything.
Big time.
I would say.
Big time. So I just think, like, is Tom Thibodeau ever going to win a finals? I don't know. Is he probably a top 5 coach in the NBA on any given year? Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
He is.
Yeah, he is. He is. And I think maybe you could say, and this is where we talked about it yesterday, and I used the most hyperbolic radioactive example ever, but Elon Musk and Donald Trump, and they're like just their ego war last week. Like Tom Thibodeau's got an ego. He's probably got a huge ego, even though he's probably a great guy. But when it comes to basketball,
he's an old school coach.
He's an old school coach, and he's a defensive mastermind. But it's like, how much is he going to give up offensively, or his control over the minutes these guys play? You would imagine if those are two things he was not going to give up a lot of control over, that could be a straw that broke the camel's back in New York. Now I'm just totally hypothesizing, right? Because I don't know. And I'm not Mike Francesa, apparently. All right, Murph Barton is the PGA version of Mike Francesa, an old school guy with some new school